The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Event Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.
525, Mark and Paul, getting our stuff together for the broadcast day ahead. Tax day, mail them, sign them, stamp them, get your extension, take a good long look at what they kept and how much more they want. U2 has the Story Canyon Creek School, going to run a mill levy, $136,000 to help with the budget. Haven't passed one out there in 20 years. Of course, the area has grown, and they ran a mill levy last year. It got shot down. And then Valley Credit Union swooped in with a one-time donation of $22,000 so that they keep their sports and everything else, which is awesome. And the ballots go out for those on Wednesday. So if you live in that area, you'll be seeing that show up in your mailbox. One quick note to people I know who aren't listening but staying in this hotel, you can't park. The guy in the 10-minute zone, you'll be fine until 8 o'clock. The guy in the handicap zone, probably the same thing. The big guy in the dually, which, folks, it's a big white dually with bale of hay in the back of it. It just says Bull Rider all over it. That's where he wants to park. He was there Friday. And then across the street from us, there's some condos with indoor parking. Somebody parked a pickup in front of their garage door. Well, you can't do that. That's a ticket. Probably a tow. I watched quite a bit of the Masters over the weekend. Caddies, they're supposed to get paid 10% of what their golfers win. So that means this year, Scotty Scheffler's caddy has made more money than Rory McIlroy has golfing. Just had a pretty good year. $3,600,000 yesterday is what Scheffler won. Tiger made the cut, but of the golfers that made the cut, he took last. A little bit of wind, too, on Thursday and Friday.
Scotty Scheffler's already the 6th leading money winner of all time.
Wow.
And he's only 27.
Mm-hmm.
He's won 3 golf tournaments in 35 days.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on a roll, no doubt about it. Hasn't shot a round above par yet this year. How about you, Wilson?
That's a hair better than what I'm doing.
Wilson just tries to break triple digits.
Honestly, I do anymore. Yeah. If I break 100 at Briarwood or 90 at Pryor, I'm happy. And that's getting harder and harder to do.
I kind of like him. He's all about business, you know, when he's out there and doesn't make it a party. Kind of like my branding, you know.
Yeah.
Same thing. Just focus, job at hand. That's what he does. No emotion. He's earned $15 million this year. Not one round over par. I thought he might have to leave because his wife Meredith, she's home. She's getting ready to pop any minute. And he said if she was going to have the baby, he was going to leave.
Even if he was leading like he was.
Yeah, good for him.
See, folks, even if you're a really good golfer and your wife wants you home.
Oh, you're out golfing again?
What's that, 4 days in a row?
Yeah. Oh, man. So Scheffler now has 10 wins, dating back to his first win at the Phoenix Open 2 years and 2 months ago. Not bad. 10 wins in 26 months.
Not bad at all.
And he's finished in the top 10 65% of the time.
On Saturday, Bryson DeChambeau had a series of holes that cost him several $100,000.
He doesn't care about that because he's making LIV golf money. Mm-hmm. So John Rahm, Phil Mickelson, Bruce Koepka, all those guys, Dustin Johnson, all making LIV golf money. So they want the jacket, no doubt about that. So. And here's something else for Scotty Scheffler. Yesterday's win will go on 2024's taxes. So he doesn't have to worry about that.
That's true.
For 23, that'll go on 24's taxes. Clubs are a business expense.
Mm-hmm.
Golf balls, business expense. He can deduct that. Hotels, all that kind of stuff. So all business expenses. So.
Got my phone set. More cash cow codes coming up today at 8:20 and 9:20. I don't think we've had any Billings winners yet. Well, we got this week and next week, too, so still got a chance.
Here's one. The wife of a former Harvard Medical School morgue manager pleaded guilty. Federal charge investigations said she was shipping stolen human body parts to buyers. I bet I know what she cut off to them, guys. And was sending it to people around the world. You got to be some different kind of dude to do that.
You do.
I don't know how you could do that, but I wonder where you go to learn about it.
Oh, there's got to be some kind of school.
Yeah, how to embalm people and make them look pretty.
Yeah.
Like my favorite joke. I won't tell it. You know which one it is.
I do.
But, yeah, that's kind of a different occupation. Hit 79 degrees yesterday. Not a record by any means, but warm. Got some rain maybe today, 50% Wednesday. You know, it's good. Don't plant your flowers yet, folks. It's too early. I know you want to, but don't plant them yet. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we're going to be freezing overnight. Temperatures down in the 20s again for the overnight lows. So I know you're getting the itch. Want to get out there and do some things. I did the same thing over the weekend. I mean, I worked my trees up and did a little mowing, that kind of stuff when I had time, but it's too early yet. Don't put them in unless you're going to cover them. You cover them, you're fine, I guess. But I got a poor calf that's all constipated and backed up, and poor thing, pushing so hard, bleeding. On the verge of a rectal prolapse. Yeah. It's pushing so hard. And
anything you can do for that?
I gave it a bottle of mineral oil and did that. I made sure, as delicately as I could say,
which is your specialty.
Thank you. I made sure there was no obstruction in the anal cavity, and he was clear there. But he's one of my biggest calves. He was the 8th calf born. He's huge.
Okay.
Poor thing. It just bothered. So I gave him about 6 of them stool softeners, shoved them down his throat, and I'm just hoping he doesn't have an obstruction or something in there to where he ate some twine or...
What about your other one that you're trying to get the twin on?
That's a print.
Oh, good.
Yeah, that's a print. Took me 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But I got her, Mark. I said, hey.
I had no doubt.
Well, I know you didn't. She didn't have a choice.
That's right.
It's either greener pastures or Fuddruckers. You pick. Mm-hmm. And no, that's a print. Yeah, that's a print. That's good. Got the tractor fixed over the weekend, serviced up, ready to go for the year. Did that. And wrote a little fence. Got some fence done. It's too early yet to turn my waters on to get that. I don't want to mess with that while it's freezing out. So I'll... But I didn't ride any bulls, so I guess I'm not a cowboy.
you don't have time to ride bulls.
I was calving and working on that. Yeah, I didn't have time to ride bulls.
Hey, hand it to the PBR. They have marketed themselves very well. And from what I saw, the pictures from Friday night looks pretty well attended. So.
Oh yeah, and those tickets aren't cheap either.
No.
Well, probably a sellout. Everything at Metro's a sellout. Everything's always a sellout.
I don't think so.
And you know what they had to do at Metro? I'm surprised they even did it. They had to move the dirt. Mm-hmm. They had to move the dirt in for that one, Mark.
Right.
That's why we need that brand new arena, so they don't have to move the dirt in. Dumb. We don't have that kind of money.
No, we're losing money now.
Yeah. The place is paid for and they lose money every year. That's the last thing we need is another one of those, another arena. By the way, your ballots go out this week, folks, for your school election on, I think, Wednesday, 17th. Go out for safety levy in School District 2. I think you're voting on 3 school board members, that kind of thing. So keep that in mind. Ballots never go out on a tax day, though. They never go out in May when you pay your property taxes, and they never go out today when you pay your income tax. And ballots never go out on tax day. Never. No doubt you watched the news over the weekend and saw that Iran attacked Israel. And they can thank the United States for all that money that they're making all those drones with. And by the way, did anybody ask the Biden administration over the weekend if they're going to continue to funding or if they're going to cut off funding to Iran and put sanctions in place? Did anybody ask him that? No. But he scared the hell out of them, folks. Joe Biden scared them because Joe Biden said don't when they were going to attack, and they told the world they were going to attack Israel. Joe Biden said don't. He just says don't all the time, and they did, and we do nothing. Why Joe Biden hasn't heard the word don't so much since he was trying to get in the shower with his daughter. He heard that a lot, but he did. Don't. And the U.S. won't do anything about it. We won't cut their money off. We won't cut. Why? He had to fly back to Washington, D.C. from his beachfront home in Delaware again, where he has spent almost 50% of his time as president at his beach home in Delaware. Isn't that something?
It's sad.
Don't. But they do, like Obama and Biden when they were in, don't cross this red line. And guess what they did? They crossed it. They should be getting no funding. We should have a blockade around them. Hey, where does Iran get their food? Does anybody know that? Where do they, we got a pretty big tool here. I don't know if you've ever tried to grow crops and graze cattle in a desert. Doesn't work very well. Where do they get their food? Well, they got to be getting it from Russia, China, someplace like that. But if they can't get it in and out of there, we have all kind of tools at our disposal. We don't use them. And we keep funding the money. You know, the House of Representatives have tried twice to send a military aid to Israel bill to the Senate. And Chuck Schumer won't take it. Why? Because Biden is falling behind in Michigan and in Minnesota, where the anti-Semitics live, hate Israel, hate the Jewish population. They're losing the votes there, so they won't sign that aid package to Israel because of the election. They want their votes. Folks, party first. They don't care if people die. These people are dying they don't care. They don't care. It's about an election for them. They're going to keep sending money to Iran. Your money, by the way.
That's right.
We went over the debt last week. All those numbers for you. Your money going to Iran, and they're making military stuff and shooting against our allies. And we fund it. Don't. That comes out of the way. Don't. Idiot. A schmuck, a crook. He's an idiot. Even President Obama said, leave it to Joe Biden to F everything up that he touches. Mm-hmm. And he does. He does. His foreign policy is atrocious. Anthony Blinken is a traitor. That man should never be allowed to step foot in the White House. His whole staff is crazy. Clean house. We got a clean house, folks, or we are in big, deep doo-doo. So we'll find out. If you got a son or daughter in the military, you feel confident when Joe Biden and Anthony Blinken are making the decisions on their lives every day? Really? No wonder recruitment's down. Who'd want to work for that idiot? Mm-hmm. He's dumb. Don't. That's it. Just don't. No response. By the way, this is the first time Iran has attacked someone from within their country. Look how blatantly aggressive they have become under Joe Biden because they've got him something they must have. Mm-hmm. And we keep paying them. We keep giving them billions. Now they've attacked Israel from their country. They've made no doubt about it that they are the ones behind all these things. Even Hamas, we know it. Ryan Zinke was on Saturday night. He's livid about this stuff. And all they care about is Ukraine. Get the money there to go against Russia. Biden sending out these memos to Netanyahu and others. Back off, step down, blah, blah. You're an idiot. You have no idea what you're doing. That man has been the laughingstock, folks, of Washington, D.C. for 50 years. Mm-hmm. Ask anybody who's been there. John Tester knows. He knows what an idiot he is. He's seen him work the last 18 years. He's not going to say anything because his pockets are being petted by Schumer and the others. By the way, folks, have you seen the Tester ad? Yesterday, I looked up a YouTube video on the Raven controller. It's a controlling device that they use in sprayers. And a John Tester ad pops up in the middle of my YouTube Raven controller ad. And it shows some guy, I don't know where he's from, talking about how he bought his ranch. Mm-hmm. Hey, this is for him.
Yeah.
I'll give you 2 of these because I bought mine.
Right.
Here's where you're making a mistake. John Tester was given his ranch.
That's right.
Typical Democrat fashion, given something free, 3 generations, and John Tester almost went broke 18 years ago until he landed his Senate seat. Mm-hmm. Not many people know that. He was struggling and he had his ranch given to him and passed down from his father and his grandfather. So why is it bad if somebody buys something then and makes it work? You ranchers tell me that. Why is it bad? Have any of you ranchers ever expanded and bought additional property? Mm-hmm. Well, you bought your property. You're not a rancher if you buy it. Screw you. I'll bet I worked that guy's ass under the ground. Mm-hmm. That's on that television commercial.
I guarantee it.
I know I do. You're not allowed to buy a ranch, get started, and make it.
Well, and then you don't want to be born in another state.
Oh, no. Like Mike Mansfield.
Right.
The Democrats' big hero who was born in New York. Oh, yeah, you don't want to be born. So screw you. In fact, it's harder for people who buy ranches and then try to make it than it is people who are handed one from generation to generation.
Boy, spot on. You're right.
Far more difficult. You got to pay for the whole place. Give me that crap. Guy's name. I can't remember the guy's name. I wanted to write him a letter.
I'll bet we can find it.
It was like Tim Potter or Porter or something like that. I bought my first one in 1986, almost 40 years ago, and worked my fingers to the bone to pay for it and bought another one. After that, did the same damn thing. But you're not allowed to buy farmland, ranches, anything like. You're not allowed to do that. You have to be born into it and given that.
Oh,
well, he can eat one.
That rancher is from from Power, Montana.
Power. Maybe that's what I saw. I thought it said something like Tim something, but yeah. You know how many thousands of stories, folks, there are from Montana from people who worked hard, bought a piece of property, expanded, made it work, and built a nice place in our state. You know how many? There's a lot of people, tons. But this asshole, you're not allowed. Well, I'm sorry, but no, you do. That's not how we do it here. You don't buy things and work hard and make them work. You got to get them passed down from someone in order to be a viable Senate candidate. Screw you. And he's welcome to come on to the show anytime.
That's right.
Because I did it.
Craving fun and good eats? It's the Blue Cat Bar and Grill. Test your trivia skills on Mondays, plus 80s and 90s sitcom trivia with Dave Austin on May 1st. Enjoy Taco Tuesdays, juicy steaks on Wednesdays, and lip smacking chicken fried steak Thursdays. Cap off your week with Prime Rib Friday and unwind with karaoke with Bridget on Saturdays. Loaded Bloody Marys all weekend. Don't forget delicious made-from-scratch pizzas. Dine in or carry out. Open daily 8 a.m. till 2 a.m. The Blue Cat Bar and Grill in Huntley, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
And what does that have anything to do, folks, with a person's ability to legislate, do budgets, have a sense of pride in their country, have military experience like he's got, a Navy SEAL, being shot at, wounded, built a business? What does that have anything to do with his ability to serve as a senator of the United States? Make sound, fiscal, responsible budget decisions in Congress? Nope, he's not qualified because he bought a place and built his ranch that way. Well, how was he able to do that? He had to earn the money.
Yeah.
When he was 18, he didn't have a pot to pee in either. No, unless it's passed down to you generation to generation. You ain't crap in this state. You might as well pack up and leave because you're not one of us. I'm glad I'm not one of you. That guy might as well make fun of all you business owners in town. All you business owners that started a coffee business. All you business owners that started a restaurant, like the nice couple down here at the Marble Table, or anybody else who started a business or a ski shop or an automotive repair shop. All you people, you're not one of us because you bought your business and started it. It wasn't handed down to you. What the hell kind of stupid thing is that? That's just dumb. Just stupid. Yeah, because farmers and ranchers are they're just small businessmen. That's all they are. All you small businessmen out there who decided, I want to get into this and I want to run a flower shop. All you young women out there, I started a hair salon. I started with one chair. I got a bigger. Now I've got 5 or 6 stylists. We do nails. You built that business. Why, this guy hates you. Hates your ass because you bought your business and built it. Screw him. You know, that's part of the American dream.
It is.
That's part of the American dream. This guy is ridiculing everybody in America that started out, saved money, bought a business, built it, grow it. He's slapping all of you in the face.
That's
Siding companies. Look at Toby at Windor. We talk about him, or our guys, Kevin down at Trax. Went in, got this business, bought in, built the business. Shame on you folks. You bought yours. That's his attitude. You need to be given that in order to be able to do business in Montana. No way. Think about it next time you see that guy. Have him call me. I'll talk to him about it, tell him where he's dead wrong. And I'll also tell him about his candidate, too. Broke on his ass, and he was given his until he landed this Senate job where his net worth went from $800,000 in 2006 to between 10 and 15 million now. How in the hell did he do that? I can tell you that, not by raising peas and wheat. Give me that crap. That's why it's a good thing when my power goes out so often. Because when my power goes out, Mark, I don't see or hear any of that stuff.
Keeps you calmer.
Yeah, it keeps me calmer. I just go out there and I do my cowboy stuff, or I do my farming stuff.
Well, and for us, like I've talked about, it's double whammy because it's popping up on your Facebook, it's popping up on YouTube, and then you see it on TV, and then we're a live radio station. So we have to sit through every commercial, both sides.
Yeah.
And folks, it's going to be a lot of them between now and November.
I hope John Tester and the Democrats, I hope they spend $100 million in Montana. That's great for our economy. You bet. And then I hope you lose. Spend I want you spending $100 million here because you know why? That money will have residual. It will spread throughout the economy, and it will spread to all those people who bought into businesses and built them from the ground up, not people who were given them like you and got in that way because you're not allowed to buy in. Yeah, I'll be spends $100 million here. Good for the people working, good for our tax base, all that kind of stuff. And they will. They're going to spend a ton of money, especially when you're down in the polls. They'll just keep pumping more and more in.
Well, and commercials in Montana cost significantly less than the bigger cities, so they'll just keep throwing money at it.
Mm-hmm. But as inventory gets full, the price goes up.
Mm-hmm.
And here's an article today, folks, on Americans and if they're getting enough sleep. Well, for crying out loud, you're only working 40 hours out of the 168 hours a week. What the hell are you doing then? And then, of course, they want to lessen that now to 32. Article starts out, it seems Americans don't think they're particularly well rested. The majority of Americans said they would feel better if they could have more sleep. Getting enough sleep can seem like a dream. Gallup survey found 57% of those surveyed agreed that getting more sleep would help. Only 42% said they're getting as much sleep as they need. Younger women under 50 were especially likely to report they're not getting enough sleep. The poll also asked to report how many hours of sleep you usually get per night. 26% said they're getting about 8 hours or more per night, which is around the amount of sleep experts said is recommended for health and mental well-being. Just over half, 53%, reported getting 6 to 7 hours. 20% said they get 5 hours or less. So I'm in that 53%. And to make you feel even more tired, oh, here we go. In 1942, the vast majority of Americans were sleeping more, 8 hours. 59% of Americans were sleeping 8 hours.
Craving fun and good eats? It's the Blue Cat Bar and Grill. Test your trivia skills on Mondays, plus 80s and 90s sitcom trivia with Dave Austin on May 1st. Enjoy Taco Tuesdays, juicy steaks on Wednesdays, and lip smacking chicken fried steak Thursdays. Cap off your week with Prime Rib Friday and unwind with karaoke with Bridget on Saturdays. Loaded Bloody Marys all weekend. Don't forget delicious made-from-scratch pizzas. Dine in or carry out. Open daily 8 a.m. till 2 a.m. The Blue Cat Bar and Grill in Huntley, just 9 miles east of the Metro Park exit.
Well, yeah, 1942. How many homes had television sets in 1942, you stupid ass, who did this research?
Right.
Think about it, folks. How many homes in the United States had television sets in 1942? There were homes in the United States that didn't even have phones yet in 42. Didn't even have power yet I think power came out our way in 45. Well, they were getting more sleep in 42. Yeah, because when it got dark, you know what they did? They went to sleep. That's what they did. Hey, Siri, how many homes in the United States had television sets in 1942?
About 7,000 to 8,000 electronic sets were made in the U.S. for the production but halted manufacture in 1982. Production resuming in August 1995.
Yeah, see? 7,000 to 8,000 television sets? Mm-hmm. You see how people write?
They write to make their surveys sound the way they want them to sound.
Now, the poll doesn't get into reasons why Americans aren't getting enough sleep. Senior researcher at Gallup said the shift in the last decade towards more Americans thinking they would benefit from more sleep, and particularly the jump in the number of those saying they get 5 or less hours, that was almost unheard of in 1942. It's different. For some Americans, like Justine Borgal, 31, a self-employed event planner with 2 children, there's simply not enough hours in a day. Oh yeah, there's enough hours in a day. So why are we awake all the time? That's a question. They asked sociology professors, they asked psychiatrists, they asked all these people why people aren't sleeping. On the other side of corn, there is a massive amount of disdain for people who are considered lazy. You're not considered lazy. That's wrong. No.
You have to earn lazy.
If they consider you have earned every bit of that, right, Mark?
That's a fact.
Considered lazy. This woman, 31, said, look, I prioritize spending time with my kids over keeping my house nice. So, people aren't getting enough sleep. The poll only shows a broad shift over the past decade. Living through COVID may have affected people's sleep patterns. Yeah, they got more of it because the government paid them an extra $600 a week to sit home. Okay. We all have the same numbers. We all have the same hours in a week. What you do with yours is up to you. You manage those 168 hours. That's it. You get to manage them. No one else. You manage them. How much you work, how much you play with your kids, how much sleep you get. You manage those hours. 168 hours a week. And for most people, only 40 of them, for a lot of people, are taken up by work. So you have 128 hours left in that week. 7 times 8, that's 56 hours of sleep. That still gives you, 80 hours to do what you need to do. So it's how you manage your time. How many people tell you that? Manage your time, manage your money. Manage your time, manage your money. But a lot of us, like me, or like you folks that all have small businesses, we weren't handed our business like the a-hole in the TV commercial. We had to build ours from the ground up. We had to buy our business, start from there. You're the owner. You have to spend more time there. You're the manager. You have more time, more invested in that business. Not like this guy, who apparently was given his. And he didn't have that stress and that worry.
No.
So just remember that, folks. If you've started a business from the ground up, if you bought into one, if you built that, added employees, manage it, John Tester doesn't like you. Just watch his commercials. You have to have been given that and had it passed down to generation, or you don't even deserve to be in the state of Montana.
And apparently getting your ranch name on a T-shirt's a big no-no, too.
Yeah, you can't have that. People put them on their license plates. I see them on the side of their semis. I've got them on the side of my... That's, by the way, you have to do that. If you have farm trucks and stuff and semis, you got to put the ranch name so they know you're an individual. Yeah, you don't want to do that if you vote. Remember, John Tester doesn't like any of that stuff. Or else he wouldn't be saying that in his commercials.
True.
Fair, accurate, and the damn truth.
Yes, it is. Well, I took a little peek at the radar because while you were talking, I thought I saw some lightning above the airport.
I saw some last night when I went to bed.
And there was some lightning strikes west of town, so...
Well, I don't have my fire truck ready yet, so...
What are you doing with all your time?
Oh, I'm trying to sleep 8 to 10 hours a night, according to the psychologist. That's what I'm trying to do.
Well, good for you.
Yeah,
I hope
yeah.
you get your 10 in.
Yeah, I'm trying to, Mark.
First news coming up, 10 after 6.
The Breakfast Flakes podcast brought to you by the Blue Cat Bar and Grill, next to the Roadside Events Center in Huntley. The Blue Cat, it's where it's at.